Okay, so this video is going to deal primarily with how I use the sky selection tool in Photoshop for my astrophotography images, specifically blending a sky over a foreground. I've covered this before, but the reason I do this is I'll always take 2 to 3 long exposures at a lower ISO for the foreground, and then stack them using medium mode, which I have a separate video for already. So today I'm going to purely deal with how I use the sky selection tool in Photoshop to get these to blend correctly. As you can see, they are not aligned. The foreground looks like it's a lot higher than the background itself. Okay, now as you can see, I have already stacked these. So I'm just going to rasterize this layer real quick. I'm going to call this my foreground. I'm going to call this my sky. Now, basically, the only thing I want included from this exposure is the sky. I don't want any of this foreground included, and I want everything from this foreground line here included. I don't want any of this sky in here. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to reduce the opacity of this top layer so I can somewhat see both exposures. I'm going to go up here to my move tool, and I'm going to drag the sky below so you can see now it's above. I'm going to drag it below my foreground kind of imaginary horizon line, we'll call it. So as you can see now, if I bring that up there, everything along this line is now below my foreground, and that's exactly what I want. Okay, so nothing will interfere. If I had not done that, then perhaps a part of the hut from the sky exposure will end up here. Now, go to your foreground layer, go to select and sky, and this is a really powerful tool. Back in the day, you used to have to individually select around all these objects. So now you can see, if I turn on my sky exposure, everything from this marching ants line upwards is going to be included in the exposure. And from here it's really easy. Just go to your white or your layer mask symbol, and there you go. Alright, there's the blend done. Now, there's a problem, it does not look natural. So what I'm going to do is I have to make a couple of adjustments. Okay, I'm going to turn off this layer for a second. I'm going to make my foreground layer smart object. The reason I do that is that when I go into camera raw, so filter and camera raw filter, any adjustments I make are going to stay there when I go back in if I have to kind of readjust something. So I'm going to bring down my exposure a bit, just a touch. I'm not going to lose any detail here or here, but you have to remember these are taken in the pitch dark, so you're not going to have every single part of detail of the foreground in, and that's much more natural looking. So it is, compared to what we had before. So if I was gonna, if I toggle off the smart filters there, that's what we had before, and now we've created a much more natural looking image. That's called matching. One thing that has happened, if you zoom in here, is I've lost the light in the hut. So I can deal with that really easily. I just click my layer mask, and because it's a white mask, I can use a white brush, set my opacity to 100, and just, oops, my bad, black brush, and paint that back in there. There you go. Alright. And that's that. That's how I use the sky selection tool to blend my sky exposures with my foreground in Photoshop. Sometimes you might have to play around with the white balance, but the white balance matched quite well here with the foreground and the sky itself. Alright, so hopefully that was helpful. Quick little video, and yeah, that's that.